All right. So in Bayou Buff, they spoke French, Cajun French.
Okay, when I began teaching in Bayabuff, that was in 1956 when I came out of the Air Force. Uh, I would say about 1/3 of the kids came to school in first grade speaking only French, no English whatsoever. But just about all of the children spoke both English and French. I'd say 2/3 of them spoke English and French. And we'd have kids who spoke no English whatsoever when they come to school. So they had a hard time adjusting. So finally, after I was teaching a few years, I was a teacher, I wasn't a principal at the time. They banned French language altogether because the kids, when they go to recess, they don't speak French. They wouldn't speak English at all. And we were trying to, since the texts were all in English, we were trying to encourage them to speak English. And then for a few years, they banned French altogether. So the kids would catch on. They had a hard time adjusting. But I must say that Bayabuff is a small community, a country community. It was kind of isolated. And the classes were small. We'd have about an average of about 20 to 25 children in the class. Sometimes we'd have less. We had as little as 17 in the class. Because it's, but the dominant language by far was French. And they were kind of isolated. We were at the end of the road. Now there's a road going through. It goes out towards Raceland. But at that time, when you got to Bayabuff, you were at the end of the road. You had to come back to go to Thibodeau. And so they had their own dialect. And I'd speak French with them too, but I had a dialect, and a lot of people would, when I was a kid, they'd kind of make fun of me because I spoke Bayabuff French, and they'd speak different dialect French further up in Chag Bay. So I never really did speak that much French. But all the kids I hung around with as a child, their parents were all French. And a lot of the people, even the grown-ups, spoke only French. They didn't speak English whatsoever. But my parents spoke, to us, they always spoke English, but they both spoke French also. It was kind of a unique thing. Right now, just about nobody speaks French anymore over there. It's kind of, they still, among themselves, some adults who still speak French, but it's really dying out. And now they encourage the kids to speak French.
Right, it's changed around.
Which was different when I was starting off over there. Mm-hmm. But I loved the community. I stayed there for some 29 years before I left there and went to the school board office as a supervisor. I was at Bayabuff for 29 years, 13 years as a principal, and some 60 and a half years as a teacher.
So now they're trying to bring it back.
Yeah, they're trying to bring it
back.
Even
though they pushed it out back in the day.
We have French teachers who come and all, but it's kind of weird how things change. But I enjoyed my years at Bayabuff because that's why I stayed there for all those years. I could have gone to the school board office sooner, but I loved it over there, and I still go over there and visit.
So how for like the first graders who like couldn't speak any French, what did they do to help them?
Okay, they would just they didn't do anything special because a lot of times all the teachers they were local teachers, and we tell them the words in English and we'd help them along, but we'd speak. All the teachers at that time were from locally, and they spoke the same French as the kids, so we could help them out. And it was a lot of fun.
You could be sneaky about it.
Yeah. And, so anyway, and the kids, it was hard to make them quit speaking French because they enjoyed it when they go out to recess. They would still speak French, and even though they weren't supposed to.
When they banned it, did they punish the kids for speaking French?
When yeah, for a while they did. Yeah, they keep them at recess. Wouldn't let them go out to recess if they catch them speaking French. But that, well, we understood it wasn't that hard. But then we encouraged them to speak English. So it was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you.
Okay. I'm trying to see what else. That's about all I can say about it because there's nothing.
Not much else to say about it.
Not much else to say about the French language. And then before I left there, we were having French teachers come in and would speak, and they didn't understand the children to speak. They spoke with a dialect, and but the French teachers all understood what they were saying. And we'd speak to them. We'd find when they'd speak fast, and so we'd have them slow down. But it was enjoyable.
Were there a lot of differences between like the Cajun French or like the Bayou Buff French and then like true France French?
Yeah, there's a good yes, because Cajun French is kind of there's a few words that are just a mixture of English and French, and but whenever we'd speak, the French teachers they understood exactly what we were saying, and they said it was a dialect, and some of the words weren't the same, but they usually used, but they understood them. And they said in different parts of France they have different dialects, so they would say it was from somewhere else.
That's awesome.